Your Property Guru scraper returns 200 listings every day, half are missing the agent contact. Most are missing the full photo gallery. The HTML loads fine. The API silently returns reduced payloads after a few pages. You're not getting blocked. You're getting partial data, which is worse. Real estate portals look easy from the outside. Search page, listing page, image gallery done. In production, the hard part is not HTML extraction. It is getting the same listing payloads, photos, and neighborhood detail cards that real users see without tripping the browser and CDN defenses that now sit in front of most property platforms. The common 2026 failure mode is partial data, not a captcha. 3 things ahead. The 3 defenses that break naive real estate scrapers, the 4-pass collection model that survives, and a working Property Guru enrichment probe with sticky mobile sessions. On a main body, why portals punish generic scrapers. Property Guru, 99point.co, Zillow, Rightmove, Realtor.com have all moved toward heavier client-side rendering, event-driven search interfaces, and layered asset delivery. The obvious reason is user experience. The less obvious reason is abuse control. Listing fraud, lead harvesting, duplicate syndication, and aggressive broker scraping are routine. As a result, many portals now treat unusual browser traffic as suspect long before they show a hard block page. You're not in 2026, the common failure mode is not a dramatic capture, it is partial data. Search results load, but the detailed listing JSON is missing fields. Photos resolve in the browser but fail when fetched in batch. The SPA shell renders while the API silently returns reduced payloads after a few pages. I-renders, Warrior Danin. This is especially relevant in Singapore. Property Guru and 99.co are not fully closed from outside Singapore, but some supporting assets, experiments, and latency-sensitive calls behave differently when the session is clearly local. The HTML detect with the troll defenses. The property fences the browser-rendered SPA itself. Search filters, map movement, and lazy loaded listing cards are often driven by GraphQL or JSON endpoints that only fire once the page sees a believable browser environment. Headless defaults still get noticed. A proper mobile browser fingerprint plus a mobile IP closes that gap. Second defense is photo CDN gating. Many portals place listing images behind signed URLs, short-lived tokens, referral checks, or behavior-based rate controls. You may scrape the listing metadata successfully and still fail to pull the gallery at scale. Mobile sessions reduce the odds that the image host treats you like bulk theft on first contact. The third defense is geo and market segmentation. Zillow and Realtor.com shape data around US assumptions, Rightmove around UK behavior, Property Guru and 99.co care around local SEA demand patterns. If you hit all of them from one generic infrastructure stack, you train their systems to see you as a syndicator. If you break collection into market-specific mobile cohorts, your success rate improves. Don't 4-pass collection model. For that, most property data teams should separate collection into 4 passes. Discovery pass, crawl search result pages, map tiles, pagination to identify candidate listings and detect deltas. Enrichment pass, revisit change listings with sticky mobile sessions to collect full JSON, agent details, amenities, image metadata. Detail pass, fetch photos more slowly with coherent headers, valid referrers, strict retry limits. QA pass, sample rendered pages against stored output to catch silent field loss. Both harder and it sounds heavier than a single crawler, but it maps to how these portals actually defend themselves. Discovery traffic can tolerate more rotation. Enrichment traffic benefits from a steadier session. Media fetching needs rate discipline more than brute force. Teams that lump all 3 together get inconsistent coverage and blame the parser. Yet their portal playbook. Property Guru, the stack issue is SPA search and image gating. Best session pattern is sticky mobile per browser context. SG local traffic helps for consistency. Yet Tim Day reduced low immunity every 9 but got as to yet PA my participate to tap it. Download variants a per every quantity to stack. Default launches in my book at Tini Panchima. Watching folios for consistency. Best pattern is conservative browser automation with replayable steps. Avoid burst pagination. Replication job, replicating partial data which is worse. Capricorn, the stack issue is dynamic APIs and feed variants. Best pattern is separate search discovery from detail fetch. QA rendered against stored output. OpenSearch, a working Property Guru probe. Use a sticky session for the detail page pull, especially when the site chains several internal API calls after initial page load. Dalighten the yield cause inescurable change of active part to kilo contribute day, which is worse it poor pause the inner logon lighting course make the request coherent. That does not replace browser automation when a page is heavily client rendered, but it gives your enrichment jobs a much better starting point. Dalighten the conjugant stereo phone is because of Yumi poor. Browser med corporate speaker of feet, Yumi Tio, Clad, when the conjugate browser and kind of and post agenti, they are especially useful when the site personalizes content delivery based on consumer network use or degrades assets for traffic that looks great. Chris is still important browser fingerprints, bad concurrency or a collector that ignores referrers, cookies, and client-side sequence. They also do not grant permission. If a portal tells terms or local law restrict how you collect or reuse listing data, the proxy is not the legal layer. But another honest point. Not every property workflow needs mobile proxies. If you're ingesting license feeds or scraping a small number of unprotected pages for internal research, a well-run residential stack may be enough. Mobile becomes necessary when you care about the exact consumer-rendered experience, image availability, local segmentation, and long-run scraper survival. For Singapore-heavy property work, Singapore Mobile Proxy gives you SG-only mobile sessions through real Android devices on Vivify 4G and 5G SIMs. Property Guru and 99point.co see local consumer-shaped traffic, not bulk scraper. 2-hour free trial, no card. Use code YT30 for 30% off your first paid month. Probe one Property Guru listing through a sticky session and compare to whatever your current stack returns. Next video covers scraping reviews and reputation data. Google Maps, Trustpilot, G2, the works. Subscribe.